medical care, and it employs a lot of people like me. So I am interested in this particular vision and what it entails. And I think that when you look at the policies from the federal government, in order to say they want to reduce the cost of Medicare, Medicaid, and the health care cost, they have made up a kind of fake stories that telling the people as if actually they reduce the cost. But that's a temporary measure, and especially when the measure is designed to target small businesses so that they be destroyed, because small businesses are mostly businesses tend to be on the opposition side because of the favorable policies that are made by the opposition side in supporting the businesses, the small businesses that employ the majority of the American people. But they have decided that the corporation and Fortune 500 are the ones that they have been interested in and making them to buy overall the small businesses, and instead of promoting businesses and small businesses in our communities, the big investors and corporations come and gobble up all the small businesses and then decides that they want to tear it apart and reconstitute it using technologies, and the AI is here. Why AI is not an immediate threat, that probably in 10 years to 15 or 20 years, then when we begin to see the impact of AI and what it will be, that Governor Westmore to need to do some commission and investigation into a commission into reviewing the future of the DMV. The DMV, the only industry they have is people's industry, white collar job. That right now, that particular policy of United States Health Human Services is competing with small business for labor. They passed a policy that and approved a lot of providers, for example, nurse practitioners, to be performing the primary cares and different services that are used to be performed by the doctor, which was not thought out well in the way it was carried out, poses a big danger to the economies of Maryland and DC and Virginia, an imminent and serious danger. It will lower down, and it has already lowered down, the quality of healthcare services, which will drive all those medical tourism to go somewhere else. And I will talk more about this in another podcast outside the church services. But for the meantime, Mr. Westmore should look and see what will be the impact of that particular policy. They have private practices. You cannot compare a private practitioner, whether it's a doctor or a nurse practitioner, providing primary care with a physician, a doctor. 6 years of education is not the same as 12 years of education to become a medical doctor, plus the years of the specialties. General practitioners that you have is not what is bringing medical tourism and supporting the industry that is the only industry and the main industry that we have in the DMV. The data will show you as time goes on that you don't need a prophecy actually for this, in as much as the Lord has shared that with me, is for me to also prepare myself and think of make some changes in order to adjust to the danger that is coming ahead when all these medical tourism stop, because they could not afford to pay all that money to come here to be attended by a nurse practitioner who are often not qualified for the services that is being approved for them to do. If that is the case, there will be no need for doctors to go and spend 12 years in school plus the years of their specialty to be able to bring the kind of excellence and the kind of quality care that we deliver. So it's not a saving cost. It's cheaper to go and see a nurse practitioner. And there is nothing against nurse practitioner because I employ lots of them. And as an employer of nurse practitioners and doctors, you cannot compare the services that both of them render. In fact, I don't see a nurse practitioner myself, how much more prescribing that for the whole nation. If I can see a doctor and change and make another appointment unless a nurse practitioner is there to carry out what the doctor has already said. So I just want to stop right there for now, but you should look into the future and see what that particular policy has done and will do to our state. So the people are planning and thinking a single payer system, and that's not the issue here. But also to look at the quality of services, go check those nurse practitioners in their private practice because the laws are not the same. Maryland, for example, spent a lot of fortune, of which people like us and me in particular that pioneered the change in the accreditation requirement for health centers in our state and in our industry, did not do that only for the federal government to pass a law and policy that come to undermine and water it down because it will be cheaper. And how much is the difference between what a physician charge and what a doctor charge? The cost of everything has gone up, have driven things up, and that cannot save Medicare or Medicaid, neither can it lower the cost of healthcare services. If you are interested in making some changes in the extreme and unreasonable high cost of services in our country, then you should go to the source, go to the cost, where the cost comes from, and take some actions about that. And that is the only thing that you can do if you want to help our states and neighboring states and the eco chamber and ecosystem that we've had and have been enjoying since all the factories left this place. And if you don't do that, just go to Baltimore City and look at what it looks like. That would be a reminder of what I see coming to DMV. And I don't want that to happen to our state. If you don't believe what I'm saying, crunch the numbers.